Coming up, let's hear about today's mobile payments landscape from industry leader 451 Research.
You're watching YBL TV.
Apple Pay's trajectory is booming. What are the implications for the mobile payments landscape?
So there's a number of them, without question. I would say at the fundamental level, it's elevated the awareness for mobile payments. It's moved it from a topic that was previously relegated to the trade publications to one that's now in the national spotlight, right? Everyone knows what mobile payments are as a result of Apple Pay. There's certainly a number of other implications. NFC is now on all major devices. There's a lot of concern if Apple would do something proprietary, something unique to Apple. That's not the case. They've backed a standard, right? NFC will be the de facto means of interfacing with the point of sale. Certainly that's good for the ecosystem at large. And the other interesting element is that Apple has locked down the NFC stack in the iOS ecosystem. So what that means is that anyone looking to deploy a mobile payment solution with Apple within that ecosystem has to work with Apple Pay. So that shifted a lot of attention to Android, particularly looking at technologies like host card emulation for some of the issuers to deploy their own branded solutions.
Speaking of HCE then, its momentum is growing just as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so HCE has just been a tremendous force in mobile payments since its introduction just about 2 years ago. Really at the high level, what it's done is it's opened up the NFC ecosystem to innovation. So prior to HCE, operators had a forced position in the payments value chain. They were trying to rent space on the secure element, and that really was an approach that was resonating well with anybody. It really mired a lot of the traction that mobile payments could have had in that time frame. HCE has put the secure element in the cloud, so now any issuer, any retailer can deploy their own mobile wallet without the intervention of a third party. And the implications that has are just tremendous. We're seeing a number of issuers across geographies, particularly in Europe right now, starting to deploy their own HCE wallets, a lot of those rolling into commercial launches later this year.
EMV-enabled chips are really growing here in the U.S. What are your thoughts on that as well?
Yeah, so EMV is coming to life in the United States. We're nearing the October 2015 liability shift, which essentially means that any merchant that hasn't adopted chip-compatible terminals will be liable for any fraud at their point of sale. So there's a serious incentive for merchants to adopt. The implication for mobile payments is that most of these terminals that are coming into the market as merchants are reterminalizing are also NFC enabled. So that means that the acceptance infrastructure for mobile payments is beginning to grow. And over the next few years, as we start to see the majority of merchants reterminalize, we'll also see most of those merchants be NFC compatible. I think the mobile message is pretty loud and clear right now, right? Mobile is coming to life across geographies. Mobile is really the de facto means of interfacing with the physical world right now. There's now more mobile lines on this planet than there are people. That's pretty profound. There's going to be over 3 billion devices in use by the end of 2017. So mobile is a message that continues to grow and certainly something that we see all of these vendors looking to do something around.